A revision: how can we compute a coefficient of variation? So the coefficient of variation, and what we simplify as CV, is equal to the standard deviation dividing by the mean, then multiplied by 100, and it can be represented also as a percentage. And then from the value of a CV, if you have two different data, let's say you have CV1 for data number 1 and you have CV2 for data number 2, and you want to compare which one has more variable or having less consistent, that's mean less stable. So according to that two values, the set with a greater CV is said to be more variable, but it will be less consistent, while the set with lesser CV is said to be less variable, but it will be more consistent. Let's consider the following example. During last month, one runner averaged 2 meals per week. So this is the mean, with a standard deviation of 2 meals, while another runner averaged 25 meals per week with a standard deviation of 3 meals. So which of the two runners is relatively more constant in their weekly running habits? Also, compare the variability. So to decide which runner has more variability or more consistent, we have to compute a coefficient of variation first for both runners. Create a table similar to this table. Then, to apply the formula of a coefficient of variation, we need to know what is the standard deviation, what is the mean. I represent R1 for runner number 1 and R2 for runner number 2. So let's compute the data from the question. For the first one runner has an average of 12 meals per week. That's mean the mean is equal to 12 with a standard deviation of 2 meals. That's mean the standard deviation is equal to 2. While the second or another runner with an average of 25 meals, that's mean the mean for the second runner is 25 with a standard deviation of 3 meals. That's mean the standard deviation for the second runner is equal to 3. By applying the formula of a coefficient of variation, this formula, let's substitute our values. So for the first runner, it will be 2 dividing by 12, then multiplied by 100, which will give us the value of 16.6. What about runner number 2? If we want to compute a CV, this will be equal to 3 dividing by 25 multiplied by 100, and it will give us 12. Now, from these two values, let's compare the variability and consistency. As we can notice from the result that CV1 for the runner number 1 is greater than CV of runner number 2, and according to the comment that the data who has a greater CV will be more variability. So I can conclude that CV of runner 1 will be more variability, so it will be more variable, but it will be less consistent. While for runner number 2, once the value is less than runner number 1, so will be less variable but more consistent. And this is depending on which value is greater. So this is how can we find the coefficient of variation, and how can we compare the variability and consistency of two different sets. That's it, and good luck.